Sure.
Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to be here. I'll be honest, I YouTubed ToastMasters introduction, and they said it started off with 3 questions, so I'm going to start off with my first question. Have you ever accepted the fact that you may die? Have you ever looked at an airplane and said, I'm going to get on this airplane, and there's a very, very good chance I may not get off that airplane? Have you ever accepted the fact that you may go somewhere and your friends, if you come back, your friends won't come back? Have you ever had your rifle staring at a door and you knew that if that door opened, you were going to shoot whoever was there? How about been driving a car and you relapse an experience where the road erupts? You're in your car, you jack the wheel, you go straight into a pole, you hit a pole. My name is Justin Bohannon. I'm guilty of all of this. I was in the Army for 10 years. 6 of those years I was in the Airborne Infantry. 3 of those years I was an Army recruiter in Phoenix. And that's actually kind of about where I'm going to start this story. Right before then, probably about 2 years before I became a recruiter, we had all got back from from Baghdad, Iraq. I deployed 2 times with the infantry. And on that second tour, there was a Sergeant McMillan, a very dear friend of mine, who was going down the same path as all of us guys who deal and cope with what we go through. We drink and we do drugs and we hang out and we do ridiculous things and we try to defy death because we feel like we won't die. Somehow we made it back from Iraq 2 times. I almost feel like I won't die. McMillan got out of the military, extremely drunk, driving, gets pulled over by a police officer, gets out of the police officer, pulls out his gun, starts shooting the police officer, does not hit the police officer. The police officer takes a minute, shoots him back, hits McMillan. McMillan didn't die. He got hit in his cell phone actually. Didn't even take a wound. So he surrendered. The police officer put him in jail, and he committed suicide that night. I realized right then that we all had an issue. I don't know what it was. It was an issue that we weren't dealing with. PTSD was a word that was brought up a whole lot, but we didn't necessarily identify with it because we felt like we were Superman. Superman does not die by emotional problems. He dies with kryptonite. So here I am looking at this pole. Somebody knocked on the window like, what are you doing? And I get out of the car. I stand in front of a lieutenant colonel, explain it to him why I just caused $5,000 worth of damages to a government vehicle while I was on job as an Army recruiter. It was a typical day. I mean, the sun was out, it was a regular day, I had breakfast, but now that I think about it, it was exactly like Iraq. Phoenix, really hot, bright sun. It reminded me exactly of the desert. And I went through my experience. They put me into a counselor. I went and saw a counselor. I talked, and I failed a lot of different tests. And mind you, I failed a lot of tests even before I was a Army recruiter. I'll be honest on that one too. I failed a couple of mental exams right then, but they still allowed me to be a recruiter. Cool. Failed a couple more mental exams, and they gave me depression medication. They gave me a handful of medication. And take this. Talk about this. Let's do this. I realized a couple weeks later, after taking all this medication, I found myself talking to my mom, calling and crying. Mom, you didn't love me, Mom. You know, and she's like, Justin, what are you doing? You don't cry. 26 years. You've been in the Army. You've been in war. You don't cry. What are you doing? Why are you crying? I was like, you know what, Mom? You're exactly right. This is not me. Oh, I tried it. I know PTSD is an issue, so I went through the motions. I tried it. I took the pills. But I also realized that 50% of people who take depression medication, pills, and the medication they give you doesn't work for you. So they haven't found results for 50% of people taking medication. So I feel like I fell into that 50%. Around that same time, I seen a cage fight at Casino, Arizona. So I was like, hey, you know, why don't I just sign up for a cage fight? Never done a cage fight. I felt like I needed the thrill. So for about 2.5 months, I got dedicated to a boxing gym. I got into a group fitness class where his instructor's telling me what to do. I just got to show up and just beat this bag and learn how to work out. And I trained myself. By the time I went and fought, I lost that fight. But by the time I went and fight, I realized that I learned something very valuable. That fitness is a key for gym therapy as well. So I'm here to talk to you today about Make a Vet Sweat, a nonprofit I started in this vision. We pay gym memberships for veterans who recently get out of the military for 3 years, or for 3 months. We pay for the veteran as well as the spouse. I know far too well how hard it is to wake a veteran up when they've been drinking in the middle of the night. I know far too well how hard it is to have a conversation with a veteran on topics that he's sure about. I know what this is. We're not going to talk about some things. So, in my humble opinion, I believe spouses deal with it just as much as the veteran deals with it. So I pay for the veteran and the spouse in an effort to reduce the extremely high suicide rates. It's something I've dealt with personally, so I'm extremely passionate about it. During my fitness journey, I got out of the military. The first 3 years is actually when the suicide rates are the highest. Combat veterans and non-combat veterans both have extremely high suicide rates. So in my first 3 years, I dedicated myself to wanting to be a bodybuilder. I placed second place in my first bodybuilding show in October. Throughout my fitness journey, I ran into countless veterans, and they would continuously ask me, hey Justin, you look so good, man. You look great. You look like you're sleeping well at night. I'm struggling. I want to know if you're struggling like I'm struggling. And as I went through the conversation, they would ask me, what are you doing differently? I would tell everybody the same thing. I wake up in the morning, I still go to work out. That's never changed. Typically, when a veteran gets out of the military, they're a low-income person. They don't receive money, they're receiving unemployment. And we all understand that when you don't have that much money to spend, you're not going to spend money on a gym membership, because I believe we've all probably in here said, I'll go run tomorrow. I'll do push-ups in the middle of a commercial. I'll do some sit-ups. I'll eat better, right? But does it really happen? No, I mean this. So I took it upon myself and took the initiative to raise money throughout the community and pay each of these veterans gym memberships. So everybody, my name is Justin Bohannon. I run a nonprofit called Make a Vet Sweat. If you ever get a chance, check us out. That's the end of my speech.
Nice. Wow.